We're back to the Total Education Celebrity Show on the Total Education Network, TotalTour.net, and the Beach Lifestyle Celebrity segment. And I'm really excited about my guest today. He's doing great things for the community, and we're here to really promote that and provide awareness for his foundation. And he, former star for Pitt and then also Liberty, went on to play in the NFL. I want to welcome the program, and he still plays, and now he plays for the Oakland Raiders. Rashad Jennings. Rashad, thanks for calling.
Hey, thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Oh, fantastic, and I appreciate you taking the time, your busy schedule, training, getting ready for the season. I'm sure you're ready for training camp, aren't you?
Yeah, man, it's approaching quickly. It's right around the corner. So yeah, I'm down here training in Miami, getting ready. It's
a year-round thing, isn't it, Rashad? Even though when it's off season, it's really never off season for you, is it?
No, there's no such thing as off season. It's just called the outer season. You really can't take time off. You always have guys that's across the league trying to get better, trying to take your position, and then you have a big round to pick new players from the NCAA. So you always have to be on your A game. So the off season, you work on maintenance. You work on your game. You work on building your craft. You watch film, acupuncture, chiropractor. You take some downtime, but there isn't really an off season.
Okay, so tell us specifically how you got involved in football. Like when you started, were you just a natural when you were a kid growing up with football?
Actually, no. Well, first, I'm blessed, and I have two older brothers who played football before me. I was the accident baby. They're 10 and 13 years older than me. They both played football at the collegiate level and both played pro for a little bit. But I was the short, fat, dorky kid with glasses and asthma. And, I really wasn't your stellar athlete as a young kid. But, I wanted to play running back. It's something that inspired me. And long story short, man, I had to turn a lot of things around along the way.
So very interesting when you said about the short, fat kid with asthma. So were you bullied at all in school? It sounds like with, just being different than your brothers who are these natural athletes, and there were a lot older than you.
I think I was too much of a, looking back, I was too much of a comic relief for people to bully me. I got along with everybody. I kind of kept to myself and always laughed. So, no, I definitely wasn't bullied at all.
So it was more about the situation that you were just an awkward child, and who would have thought you were going to be a professional athlete from where you were going, and then your brothers, with that pedigree of playing in college and in the pros, you really had people to look up to, but I'm sure that your family's like, I don't know, Rashad, this might not be what you might not be able to do what they're going to do, right?
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't something that was pushed on me or pressured at all. My mom didn't want me to play. She hates watching her children get hit, so she suggested that I do something else. It never was any pressure.
So school might have been was an important thing to you then, right? You said growing up at being a child with asthma and different things, and you were a comic relief. Was academics important for you in school?
Academics was. It is important, but it wasn't important to me as a kid. I really have a very unique story, man. Along with being the chubby kid and not amounting up to the Jennings name in the household, I also had a .6 GPA average at a point in my life, and it wasn't that I was a bad kid or anything. I just didn't. I truly didn't understand the point of school, and I didn't take it serious. And I really turned. Like I said, I turned a lot of things around. And, I'm really humbled that I have people in my life that love me and help me realize the truth of the matter. And that's leading into, why I started the foundation and why I want to get back. Because I know there's another kid somewhere that's just like me.
Exactly. So that's a very interesting story. So academics, you were a comedian, academics. So when did you decide, I can play football. I'm going to try to play football. Did people push you towards it? Or did you decide I'm just going to try?
No, I kept playing. I never was, good enough to start. I never was good enough to get on the field. I rode the bench my whole high school career, Pee Wee. Besides the last game of my 11th grade year at a high school called Jefferson Forest High School, I'm third string running back. Me and my buddy, we knew we never was going to play, so I used to come on the sideline, and we used to have like little sodas. We'd bring some Sprites and little Snicker bars because we knew we never was going to play. That's how bad it was.
Oh my!
And, and our starting running back got hurt. He put in another guy. He got hurt. They put in a linebacker running back. He got hurt, so they had to put me in. First play, 30-yard touchdown. And then the same thing on defense. A defense end got hurt. Another linebacker got hurt. They had to throw me in. First play, sack, fumble, scoop, score. So I total of 14 plays. I scored 4 touchdowns, 2 on offense, 2 on defense. And there was a scout there that was there to watch the starting running back. And he came up to me after the game. He was like, Rashad, I couldn't help but to notice you. We came to watch Quincy Freeman, but you kind of stole the show, shook my hand, and the first thing he asked me, he said, what are your grades like? And I laughed. I told him, I said, sir, I have a .2 GPA. And he said, you got some talent, turning things around.
Wow. So that was an amazing situation where you're sitting the bench, and this is where I'm going to listen to kids out there listening to this interview and say, guess what? Just your story is amazing. To say a professional athlete, an NFL star, sat the bench in 11th grade in high school. It's a never give up story in a lot of ways, Rashad, that maybe if we can continue to build your career and you're really, really successful in the NFL, you're definitely going to have a story for a book and maybe a movie talking about sitting the bench in 11th grade, because there's not a lot of NFL players that could say in high school they weren't really had that much playing time, right?
Right. It's truly not.
And it's something that's like, wow. So that's something when you can talk to kids, especially when you're talking athletics, and say, don't ever give up. Don't ever give up on your dreams, because one thing happens, someone gets injured, and wow, things change. So you have the recruits come. Now they're interested in your senior year. Did you start your senior year?
No, I ended up transferring schools. I went to a private school to be away, to have a fresh start. None of the coaches knew me. And I got to start all over, man. And I academically, my grades skyrocketed. I was excelling in the weight room. I'm excelling on the field. I'm excelling off the field. And I was in a brand new environment, fresh air, and I really took advantage of it. And saying that, too, I want people, especially kids, to know that I wasn't the guy that was just on the bench and never worked hard. I worked extremely hard in practice. I was the guy that came before and after, always asking coaches. I was always working. And one of the quotes that really stuck with me was, when opportunity presents itself, it's too late to prepare for it. So I really took a notion that, I'm always the starter no matter what's going on. So when I get that call, I never skip a beat. So
you were working hard, and yet you just weren't getting your break. Senior year finishes up. Then the scholarships start coming. Were they lining up for you, Rashad, to go to play in the NCAAs, or was it a situation where you couldn't pick and choose? There was just some offers.
It was a situation where I transferred to a small private school, Lynchburg Christian Academy in Virginia, and excelled, broke a lot of records, had a successful career, won the team at that time. But in high school, we didn't get a lot of recognition. So I went to camps. And every camp I went to, the coaches after the camp, for example, I went to Pittsburgh University's camp. They pulled me aside. They said, hey, we want to see you run a 40 and some drills. I did the 40. I did some drills. That day, they offered me a full scholarship. I went to Virginia Tech's camp. Same thing. They pulled me aside. They wanted me to see me run drills in a 40. I did it. They offered me a full scholarship. So I said, hey, I need to start going to more camps. And it was just, I really, small school, rode the bench, not a lot of recognition, not a 5-star school, fighting that. And every time I was in front of the people who was making decisions, they said this guy could play. So that kind of was my role.
So it sounds like again, your hard work paid off. You got a scholarship to the University of Pittsburgh, and basically the story is not broke every NCAA record and then off I go to the NFL. That was definitely not the case. You had adversity also in college as well, in the fact that you played the first year at the University of Pittsburgh. You told me about the story, and then basically you had to transfer after that. You had a good first year in Pitt, right?
Yes, sir. I had a solid first year at Pittsburgh, was enjoying it. Loved my teammates, loved the area, loved the fans, loved what we was doing. And, I had a situation with my family. My father has diabetes, and he had to get his leg amputated. And I was at a crucial decision as a 19-year-old with my family struggling, and I'm 6 hours away at the time. And I remember saying to myself that my family took care of me at that point for 19 years. It really was important for me to go back home, transfer somewhere close to home, help my mom out around the house for 3 years while I'm still in college in Canton. And so I left a big school in Pittsburgh, transferred to Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia, which is 10 minutes from my house. I got hazed by media. I got hazed by some people saying, "Why would you give up your dream? You've come this far." And I just told them, my faith in God is that, you do the right things, and blessings that come back to you. And it hasn't been shortened since.
So you went to a smaller school, and then right from Liberty, you said, "I'm going to continue to play and know that I'm going to play at a high level." So your hard work and effort, did you break a lot of records at Liberty, playing in Liberty?
Yeah, I did. I did. And, they had rapidly changed a lot of stuff at the same time that I came in. They got a new head coach. It was funny because the head coach, Lynchburg Christian Academy, is connected to Liberty University. It's right across the street. And I remember the head coach at Liberty at the time told me, he said, "You'll never be good enough to play running back at the next level." So when I was looking to transfer, I remember that coach told me that. And so I didn't think about going to Liberty at the time when I was transferring from Pitt. But that coach had just got let go. They brought in Coach Rocco from UVA. It was a new coach, a new strength coach. They were building so it just was a perfect fit. And I was able to go there and break a lot of records and earn the trust of my teammates. And the rest is history. And
then from there, you got drafted. What round were you drafted in the NFL?
7th round, 2009, Jacksonville Jaguars.
And then always what happens, Rashad, is that a 7th-round draft pick's not guaranteed to make the NFL either, right? You're one of the top picks. That's the only way you pretty much know you're going to at least be on the squad. You have to work hard just once you're drafted.
Right, exactly. 7th round. It's for me, no matter where you get drafted at, I look at it as an opportunity to go in and prove yourself. And you're right. I wasn't a stellar pick. I wasn't the first, second round pick. I had to fight and scrap. But if you look at my whole life, I'm used to that.
So that's the story so far. And then Rashad, again, an injury kind of changed your career where you had some great stats last year, thanks to, even though it was not for your teammates, to step in and have a great year with the Jaguars last year, didn't you?
Yeah. I got a chance to come in, and it's never good battling with injuries. But the first game of the season, I suffered an injury and was battling back the whole entire time. That's tough, but I did get an opportunity to showcase some of my talent, and all that. As far as that is all in the past for me. I'm super excited to be an Oakland Raider. And I'm excited what we have going on and the progress from OTAs and mini camp. And I'm excited to go to training camp, get ready for preseason and then the season.
Okay, so that was the story of Rashad Jennings, the first segment of the Total Education Celebrity Show powered by Beach Lifestyle Media. And when we get back, we're going to learn about why he decided to start his foundation. We see that hard work pays off, and that's one of Rashad's things, having great mentorship, and ultimately looking to help others by giving up his scholarship at Pitt to go to Liberty, where he might have never made the NFL. But he chose God as his direction to go there. So when we get back, more of Rashad Jennings. You're listening to Total Education Celebrity Show on the Total Education Network, and we'll be back in just a moment. We're back to the Total Education Celebrity Show on the Total Education Network, powered by the Beach Lifestyle Celebrity segment, TotalTutor.net. We are thechallenge.com and BeachLifestyle.com, and we're talking to Rashad Jennings, Oakland Raider, about his career, and we learned so much about his hard work leading to where he is in the NFL now, and as budding into a great star in the NFL. But one thing he has talked about throughout is how he never gave up and how he likes to help others. So, Rashad, tell us the story about when you decided to start your foundation.
I knew it was something that I always wanted to do. It's part of the reason why I work so hard to play this game now. But I kind of think the tipping point was in the NFL, every Tuesday from the season is a day off. And my rookie year, I always dedicate, and even to now, since my rookie year, I always dedicate at least an hour or two in the community. Whether it's reading books to kids at the library, motivational speaking at middle and high schools, going to different colleges, universities, wherever they may have me to go. And I would always share some stories, some shed of light, some inspiration. And every time I did that, I have the student body excited. I have parents excited. I have the teachers excited, the principals, wherever I was at. And then I would just disappear. And I remember telling the Jaguars organization at the time, I said, I feel I'm doing a disservice by going in the community, giving them inspiration, motivate, signing autographs, and disappearing from the life. I want to leave an impact, create programs that are continual, and build a niche. And so that's what kind of spurred me into starting my foundation, because I really wanted to stay involved in kids' lives, not just release work. I wanted to build something.
And I think that's fantastic, Rashad, that you saw that through helping others, that you could do much more through your celebrity status, and to say, you know what, there's a lot of NFL players that are helping the community, but a lot of times they're using the organization. But when you create a foundation, then that's your stamp of approval. That's your expectations, so that what you want done for the community. So you decided to start the foundation. What is the process in going out and doing that? You say this is pretty new to you, this foundation, correct?
Yes, this is new to me. The process, you got to get your 501c3, clear through the government and IRS approval. It's a lot of steps that you have, but when I came out, I went with a law firm instead of a sports agency. The reason why I did that is because I know myself. I was going to want to get into business and want to have a team of lawyers behind me to advise. So they've been hand in hand, Dow Loan is helping me out with that, and my agent, Adisa Bakari. So that's been kind of an easy transition for me.
Very, very good. So tell us specifically about the foundation. What types of awareness are you trying to bring and raise money for? What areas are you looking to do?
The heart of the foundation, I like C.S. Lewis, and at the heart of the foundation, he always says truly charity work, feeding the needy, giving support, building hospitals in third world countries, those type of charity works. But here, like I said, if it wasn't for somebody coming into my life, not changing who I am, but kind of guiding my walk, my journey, being there, discipline. If I didn't have that, as you know in the story in the early segment, the points to GPA average, I wasn't headed to any kind of success.
Right.
So I wanted to build mentoring programs that really is geared towards particular cultures, and that's what we have been doing. And I noticed that every successful company, corporate America, anywhere across the globe, they're always striving to make their product or service convenient for their clients or consumers. And I think towards mentorship, you could do the same thing. And the reason why I say that is because everybody I talk to on a professional level, whether it's my peers in NFL, NBA, hockey, whatever it is, actors, no matter what profession you talk to, they always say that they would do more charity work if they had time. So we're trying to figure out, and we've talked to Samsung, Vizio. We got a lot of people on board that's excited to get behind these programs, get things moving, convenient to mentor.
Well, absolutely, Rashad, and I think that's so important because, again, when you're looking at mentorship and you're looking to help others, when you have people that are leading them in the right direction, to give them that opportunity, because a lot of times they don't think the opportunity is there, Rashad. Isn't that true?
I do. I truly do. A lot of people don't. And it's, we all have to live with us. We are busy, but it's so amazing. And like you said earlier, it's nothing special about me. I'm just in a special position. I have a special platform, and it's my job as a platform to make sure that I do the most good for my community that I possibly can. And I really want to stand for an idea more than anything. I want to stand for people for an excuse for people to do good. And that's what we've been striving to do.
Now, I'm sure that you're saying to yourself, you're looking at all the foundations of all the NFL players across the country. I've interviewed a lot of them. Ryan Clark, I've interviewed Will Allen and different people like that have foundations and have had success in them. And I can't even, I run out of names of all the different people. But however, I think what you're looking at is to make your mark as a foundation through progress, through helping the community, and also looking at the hours you spend with your team to be successful, correct? So this is going to be a lot of work to make sure this is a success. So you must have a really good team around you to make sure this foundation works, right?
Yeah, you're exactly right. I've never seen anything amount to success without a great team around you. Teamwork makes your dream work, and I do have a great team. And they're super excited working around the clock to make sure this idea comes to pass.
And is this new to you, the kind of because any foundation is a business in a lot of ways, because you got to raise funds first of all, and then you make sure that the projects are implemented so you get more money to fund more projects. So are you learning hand in hand with the people you have around you how to be successful in a foundation? Have you had mentors help you in that process?
Yes. Again, like I said earlier, coming out, I went with a law firm instead of a sports agency, and I've been able to network with a lot of different people. And I've seen successful foundations run, and I've seen ones run that weren't so successful. So I've been reading, doing my research, understanding the laws and the legalities of everything. So, and that comes again from having the right people around me to feed me the right information to make formative decisions. So, I give hats off to my family members and my law firm that's helping me out with this.
Well, it sounds like you're doing the research and everything. So for this being the first year, what programs are going to be currently coming up in the summer and then in the fall? Can you tell us a little bit about some of the programs that you're going to be providing?
Yeah, first it's called Go For It Guide. It's Go For It Guide. That's the mentoring aspect of it. And, that's more so for starting off ninth graders through high school. So it's all high school. And the base will build upon and going to the collegiate level as well. But I really want to catch kids as soon as they get into high school. I've looked back at a lot of NCAA rules, and this is I'm grabbing athletes typically. Reading over the NCAA rules, I had a hard time getting through the clearinghouse, and the clearinghouse has completely, massively changed their rule books of how to clear. And when I talk to students, when I talk to kids, when I talk to parents, a lot of people are not aware what it takes to actually get from high school to college. It's a lot of stuff that has to happen. And one thing we're going to do is inform that, create an avenue that makes it conducive for accountability between my NFL players and these high schoolers, and also having staff to back up. It will involve the parents. It will involve the school and the teachers. So basically, I'm just a peacemaker, if you will, to make sure that everything is running smoothly, because I know that the parents want success for the kids, teachers want success for the kids want to be successful. And since I've been blessed to get to this level, I want to teach exactly the do's and the don'ts of what I've seen. And that works with every other player in a professional level.
So that's the red tape that you have to go through, Rashad, with the NCAA to make sure you're not breaking any violations. So that's good. You have a team of lawyers instead of an agent and running a foundation, so you don't get the kids in trouble or the NCAA on you. So that's an important part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It completely is, man. And I've out there to a lot of people. We like I said before, we've looked over a lot of foundations that have started, and we looked over a lot of businesses that's been successful starting and not. And just looking at the small print of what needs to be done, it's a lot of work for any business or foundation to get started. And I'm glad that I got a team around me, and that understands my heart. I'm not a person who, you're going to find drinking and smoking one weekend and then running a foundation the next weekend. I'm Rashad Jennings. I am all one person, and this is truly my heart. And I want to give back as much as I possibly can and continue to play football.
That's fantastic. And for when you're talking about feeding the poor, what programs are you going to be offering? Are they already in place to be feeding the needy?
Yeah, I've partnered with a couple different companies. One is the Haiti Outreach, and the Haiti Outreach really truly believes in not relief work. They really believe in building something substantial, and that's why I partnered with them. And what we're calling it is abandoned lands. What they do is they go over to Haiti and they build a staff in Haiti and teach the staff how to teach their people. So it keeps the power inside of their land instead of looking to us to come save the day. So we're teaching them how to be leaders, and also we provide them clean water, resources, and because I've seen and been a part, and I think it's great to do for other countries, but I really want countries and villages to understand how to run their own and not depend upon us.
Are you helping the needy in the United States as well as Haiti?
Yes, of course. But for here, caring towards students, student athletes, that's my gift right now. That's really where my heart is. And then, it's important for me to make sure to grab those who don't have a chance. And I truly believe that in other countries, if you really go there, if you really look at how they live, if you really look at how we live, and the scale is completely different.
Absolutely.
And, you know what I'm saying? So other countries really, sometimes they don't even have a chance, and sometimes these kids don't have a chance. So those are the ones that I'm going after first.
Okay. Well, fantastic, Rashad. I think that's a great mission that you're trying to do in both ends of helping mentor athletes and also helping with the poor in Haiti. So, Rashad, where can we find more information on you and learn more about you?
You can just go to RashadJennings.com. Every Sunday last year, during the season, every Sunday I write an article in the local newspaper in Lynchburg, Virginia. They was excited. They want me to continue to doing that, so that's something I'm going to be doing. It's kind of like my blog. And I'm always posting information, so you could definitely go to RashadJennings.com and keep up with me, or you can go to my Twitter. It's @RashadJennings, on my Facebook, /Rashad Jennings.
Well, Rashad, stay on the line. I want to talk to you for one more second after we finish this interview, but we're going to have you back on to give us an update of what's going on in the foundation in about 6 months, and hopefully we're hearing great things from you with the Raiders. And even though I'm a Broncos fan, when I see you on the field against the Broncos, I'll be cheering for you and rooting for you, Rashad. So, and if you play the Steelers, the same thing. I don't think Pittsburgh fans are going to like that. Well, too bad. I have relationships with NFL players. I'll be cheering for them on Sunday. So thanks for calling, Rashad.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I really do.
All right, take care. You're listening to Total Education Celebrity Show on the Total Education Network, and we'll be back in just a moment.